So now what we're going to make is the skid plate. So the first thing we're going to do is make a paper template for this shape. Ruler and a straight edge. So first thing I'm going to do is make one square edge, and then we'll build off of that. There we go. So we have a square edge now. And we're going to get a couple of dimensions. So on the bottom is going to be narrower. Okay. Well, I figured it out. It's just a little weird. So I use a square, straight edge, X-Acto, and a Sharpie. So I need to trim it up, but this is what we have so far for our template. And I'm going to cut the bottom a little short so you can still get to those screws. That's the idea. Get out on higher for those screws. Actually, we can just take the skid plate off, but we want to take the bumper off, so that doesn't matter. Why did I do that? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to trace this out on to a piece of aluminum, and then we're going to get it cut out. And then I think we're just going to do holes something like that. So there'll be 4 tabs. But the way I'm going to do it is we're going to set the tabs up on the piece of aluminum, screw them together, and then we're going to set them into place and then tack them. I'm not going to tack the tabs and then try to make the aluminum work. Everything's going to be mounted on the aluminum, set it into place, and then tack. So next is a piece of aluminum. This is the panel kit that we sell on skidmountsupplies.com. I think this is 22 gauge. Fairly thin. You can cut it with shears. I'm going to use a bandsaw because I have a bandsaw. So I have my longest square edge with a factory edge. So this is nice and precision cut laser. So let's see here. Get one of these marked out. The Sharpie. There it is. So you could cut this with shears, but like I said, I'm going to use the bandsaw. So. There we have it. Paper template, 2 pieces of aluminum. Now we're going to set it up, and I'm going to mark how far in I want these holes to be with the Sharpie, but we got to unbolt the bumper. So it's all tacked up, nothing's fully welded. I did some MIG tacks, and I also did some TIG tacks for stuff I didn't want to move. A lot of times when you go to hit the trigger on the MIG, it can push stuff out of the way. So like when I was centering this, it's unbolted. Picked up these tiny little spring clamps. Make stuff like this easy. I actually got them for doing working on hard bodies, but they have many uses. So I'm getting the panel right on the center line of that bar there. Get it all clamped on. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a tab on the inside. I'll make it easy. So we'll go about to the bottom of the aluminum. Let's see if I can show that. So I'm going to set the tab up as low as I can get it on the aluminum, and I'm just going to touch the hole with the Sharpie. Make these nice fine point sawzall or whatever they're called. So with these clamped into place, I'm going to take some tab number 4s, and I'm going to set them pretty much right where the corner of the tab and the edge of the aluminum are. Actually, you know what? Before we do any of that, let's make sure this is all straight. It looks pretty straight. It looks pretty square. However, it's good to check. So, yeah. I'm going to push this so the top of the tab is going to meet the edge. So basically this is going to be at the edges. So I got the tab against the bar all the way and just at the edge of the aluminum. And I'm going to mark that one. That'll be the top one. And mark the center of the hole if you can. It's nice, sharp, pointy Inksol Sharpies work real good. Same thing on the bottom. Got our skid plate made and drilled. Now I'm going to sit on these tabs with some screws. Some M3 button heads and just a regular nut on the back. I might weld this on, I'm not sure. I might tack the nut to the tab. Done that before. Works pretty good. That's how I have the scale rail hardware attached. I'm not sure the angle on that exactly, so something like that. And then once we get these all set up in here, I'm going to use the clamps again to get them held onto the bumper. Take one of these clamps, clamp it in the center, and then kind of just tap it into place. So I'm trying to close any gap between the bar and the tab. Make sure everything looks good. Actually, at that bottom one. Get that bottom one adjusted. Just kind of push it down. Manipulate the tabs, kind of tap it in so everything's nice and tight and square. Clamp. So I'll probably start with this top one right here, and then do the bottom one. Kind of move my way around, but very little gaps. Everything's nice and tight. The angle on the tab matches the angle on that bar there. So let's get the welder set up and tack that first one up there. Ah, too close. Melted that clamp. Knew it was gonna happen. Alright. Do this top one next. That noise you're hearing is the dirty material. Should have wiped this down with acetone. Go. There it is. All tacked up. Wow. It did get a little hot on that one. Ha. Got too happy. Ruined the skid plate. Gonna have to make another one. Alright, so I did make a second skid plate. This is how it ended up. Did a little SMS stencil on it. This is our little Prerunner gatekeeper. It's done. Gatekeeper, trailing arm rear suspension, long travel in the front, and then the skid plate. Oh, sorry, the skid plate, the whole bumper. Thanks for watching.